Adventure of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
This is the Pipeman here on the Adventures of Pipeman W4CY Radio, and this is our Positively Pipeman segment. And we're going to talk about some powerful business strategies right now with our Next Step CFO, Michael Barbarita. How are you?
Fantastic. Thanks for having me, Dean.
So we're going to follow up from last week with some creative follow-up methods.
Yeah, this is for those when people ghost you or they're not getting back to you. You make phone calls and they're not getting back to you. I was speaking with a high-powered sales agency a couple of weeks ago, and actually one of the salespeople in that group worked for Grant Cardone, and they put together a list, they have what they call follow-up bingo. And if anybody, there's like 20 or 30, I think even more, like 40 methodologies of follow-up in their bingo card. And if anybody goes across or down or diagonal for five follow-up methods in a week, they get a prize. So these follow-up methods are tried and true. They're very creative, and they work because it gets people's, once again, it's about getting people's attention. And these are people who you've called, they haven't returned your call, or you don't even have to wait for that. It could be just a follow-up from a very recent conversation. It doesn't have to be a follow-up for somebody ghosting you. So I'd like to just give you a couple of examples. One real good example is a selfie video. If you do a selfie video and just say something like, Dean, I was thinking about you. I just wanted to, follow up. I was thinking about your particular situation. I just wanted to let you know that I'm an advocate, and hope to talk to you soon. Something to that effect, or it could be something where you want him to call you back. But it's a selfie video that you put in the email, or you could text it to him, and that's just a very powerful way, personalized way of following up. So that was one. Now, here's another one. I know Pizza Hut does this, okay? Pizza Hut will follow through on this request. And by the way, if you're local to whoever it is that you want to follow up, you could do it yourself. But here it is. So you call Pizza Hut and you say, look, I want you to take out I want you to give a full pizza. I want to buy a pizza, small pizza, let's say, with the 6 slices, but I want you to take one of the slices out. And then when you underneath so when you open it up, I want you to write in the box, the only missing piece is to make a contract with, let's say, Next Step CFO. So the only missing piece is to get a contract with Next Step CFO. So that's another follow-up method. And you send that around lunchtime so that they can have the pizza for lunch, even though it's missing one slice. That was the point. That's worked very effectively, by the way.
I love it. I got another restaurant thing. Okay, so
go ahead.
As far as a brilliant follow-up method that the specific restaurant does is Carrabba's, but also Outback and Bonefish Grill, because they're all owned by the same company. But every time I go to Carrabba's, I get an email afterwards with a reward to go back to Carrabba's. Okay. And it's usually like a $10 reward. And so what happens is the next time I'm going out to eat, I don't want to waste that $10. Okay. I'm a businessman. I'm not throwing away $10.
Right.
So I will go back there to eat just to take advantage of that $10, and usually end up spending the same amount of money as I would have without, like, you think that you're getting a deal by doing that, but you're really not. And then it becomes an ongoing thing where it's like, oh, I got to stop going because every time. But here's another part of it too that's even more brilliant because again, like you were mentioning ghosting, if you haven't been there for a while, they'll just throw you a random $10 because it gets you back in there. So like if I haven't gone there in like a month, they're going to send me $10. Hey, we miss you. Here's $10. And I'm going that night.
Amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, no, that's excellent. And so another method is what I call, it's called a chocolate foot. So Amazon sells chocolate feet. So it's a chocolate bar that looks like a foot. And you send it to somebody and say, this is just to get my foot in the door. So that was another methodology of once again,
that is brilliant. Number one. Number two, I was thinking now I have to talk about that chocolate foot on my more shocky type show, because I'm thinking chocolate foot, that could raise a whole nother conversation there. And who knows, you might get new people because like even if they're really into feet and not chocolate, they see that, and, you know.
That's right.
Me, I'm a chocoholic though. You send me some chocolate, I'm yours.
I know, me too. That's a good one. Another thing is knowing if you really, if you've had a couple of conversations with a customer, it's good to try to get their favorite coffee at Starbucks and send that to them. Also,
and Starbucks loves when you do that too.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know that. I'm calling it the Forbes cover, but I don't want to use that. It's just so that people understand the concept. But you put a name of a magazine that's coordinated with the business that your prospect is in, and you put their face on the cover of that magazine with all the features and benefits that they realized because they worked with you. And you have AI do it. Okay. And I've done it. Well, I haven't done it with a client yet, but I have done it with my face. And I put ChatGPT will not use Forbes, although I don't want to use that anyway, because that's copyrighted and trademarked and all that. But you create a name for a magazine, because there's so many names for magazines, and it can look just like a Forbes magazine cover, but instead it has your client's face and maybe an award they won, who knows, that you've made up, as well as the features and benefits of working with you and the accomplishments they've already achieved because they worked with you. And it's on the cover of a magazine. So that's another one that works very well. These have worked famously in terms of getting attention and getting that call back. A handwritten letter, that is another thing. Once again, that's old school, but that's on their list of things that of ways to follow up that have worked really well. The other one is really another one is really, really interesting, but it needs to be done with a team. So if you work with other salespeople in the same building or same office, or it doesn't have to be salespeople, other people in the same office, it's where's Dean? So in other words, what somebody would do in their office is start a video and say, where the heck is Dean? And then they would go to another employee. Have you seen Dean? And they would show, I haven't seen him in a couple of hours. And so they keep going to another employee, and you would be in a closet. And so the guy's running the video knows you're in the closet. So he opens the door and, Dean, what have you been? I'm not coming out here till Harry calls me. I've made 5 or 6 phone calls to him. I'm not coming out of this room until he calls me back. And then you send that to the client.
That's pretty funny. I like that.
Isn't that amazing? So it's these types of follow-up strategies that have proven to work.
I'm thinking about that video you created. I was imagining me like doing a video where I'm like creeping around the corner, looking around the corner.
I mean, by the way, it's any video skit, but that was the one that they suggested. Any video skit would work well.
No, I think the one you're talking about is amazing.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
how do we get more of these cool ideas from you, Michael Barbarita?
Actually, I have the bingo card that I'll be happy to share with listeners. So all they have to do is go to nextstepcfo.net /contact, and then fill out the contact form. And in the message section, put follow-up bingo, and I will get them that template that'll show all the right. There's about 24 in total, 24 ways that they can follow up with different ways that they could follow up with prospects. I think I named 6 or 7 of them.
Nice. Well, once again, entertaining and informative. Thank you, Michael Barbarita from Next Step CFO, for these powerful business strategies right here on the Positively Pipeman segment of the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
Thanks for having me, Dean.
My pleasure. We'll see you next week. We're going to actually revisit a topic we've talked about before. So anybody that missed it, you don't even know what the topic is. So as far as you're concerned, you all missed it. Tune in next week right here, Mondays, 1 p.m., The Adventures of Pipeman, W4CY Radio.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.